Alright, what's happening YouTube? You guys seen the title? Let's just hop straight into this thing. Now, like most Mafex figures, the price of this is gonna run you somewhere between either like $90 to $100, and then you gotta add on tax or shipping. A lot of prices hover around like that low $100 range, so like 104, 105, $105. So I'm gonna let you be the judge of if this figure is worth it or not in terms of the price range. I'm gonna show you the accessories, articulations, paint detail and things of that nature. Um, I definitely have a couple gripes with this figure. I want y'all to stay tuned for that. Um, but without further ado, okay, first thing first, the overall look of the figure. This figure overall looks great. All the paint is clean. This figure is loaded with paint. Uh, all the silver parts that you see, silver paint, and it looks wonderful. I'm happy that they didn't use silver molded plastic. All the black that you see, or at least most of it, is black paint. And you can tell because I have some slight, bleeding right there. And overall look of the figure, great. The one thing I will say is, in terms of the sculpt work, I feel like he's a bit thin. They could stand to make him a bit more beefy, but it's not a deal breaker by any means. The head, the head looks great. I think that's the best part of this figure, to be honest. And I have one gripe with, and that's in terms of the traps right here. The traps I think could sit up a little bit higher. They could have stood to make them a bit bigger, but I think that's more of a preference thing than anything. But besides that, overall look at the figure, great. Now, the articulation, well, we're gonna talk about that because there's some good things and there's some things that definitely can be improved upon. Okay, as for articulation, as I just previously said, there are a couple of issues, none extremely monumental, but definitely worth noting. Okay, so first thing first, as usual, start with the head. He can look down, he can put his chin into his chest, so that's really good. Now, here's the first gripe. He can't look up that far. And to be fair, it's because of the hair or the mullet that he has. But that is something worth noting because, Superman is always going to be in his flight poses, and you can't get him in a real flight pose if he can't look completely up. So that's something to note. And it can be offset. It can be, you can get him into a good flight pose by using other articulation, but you'll see when we get there. As far as the arms, they can go up that far out, or that high rather. You can spin them around. It's a cut at the top of the bicep, double hinged elbow, wrist hinge. So that's good. Oh yeah, butterfly joint. Now the butterfly joint isn't all that good. It's there, but for what it's supposed to do, which you would want him to be able to touch hands together, because with that articulation right here, it's all right. It's okay. It's nothing special. I would venture off to say that it isn't the greatest, to say the least. But other than that, arms are pretty good. Actually, great, I would say. Now, here we get to another gripe. Hopefully, it doesn't do it on camera. Hopefully, it proves me wrong, but we'll see. I'll show you. All right, he can lean back that far, which actually isn't too bad. It's pretty good, I would say. Pretty good. Now he can go forward. Oh, it didn't do it on camera. Wow, unbelievable. So you can go forward really far, and that's a good thing. So the problem that I was gonna talk about, before when I was posting this, before recording this video, whenever you try to use this top joint right here, the crunch forward, this top part will always pop off, which was really annoying to say the least. But see, oh wow! As soon as I go to pose it again, it was doing good. See how it just popped off right there? Not very good. I don't really care for that too much. I mean, it's not like it's broken or anything, but not the best. So here's how you offset that neck joint not working. You use the ab joint to get him into that flight pose. But either way, oh, popped off again. Make sure I line it up. Make sure I got that little popping sound. All right, good. So moving on with the rest of the articulation. This is my next gripe. He can only spread his legs about that far. Now, even if Superman isn't going to be doing like the super nimble poses, that is not good. This is $100 figure. It doesn't matter if he's not going to be using it, especially since he's not a big bulky character like the Hulk or something. That's not very good. And it doesn't help that he has like the drop down hip style. I think it drops down a little bit, but it still doesn't give you as much movement as you would like for $100 figure. So not very good. Not good at all, actually. Unacceptable. Double jointed knee works fine. He has an ankle hinge. Ankle rocker works good. He would be able to use it more effectively if he had better splits. Now going out. There we go, popping off again. It was doing so well too. Like I said, it's easy to pop back on, but it's something to note. It can be a little irritating at times. But he can kick forward that far. Can he go up a little higher? That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. That's actually pretty good. Going back, not happening. Now, the reason why his legs can't go out that far, if you must know, is because of the way his buns is sculpted. If they took off more plastic right here, you'd be able to get them out further. But I guess that's a thing that you have to figure out if you like or not. Do you care about is it form or efficiency for you? Do you care more about the sculpt being intact or looking a certain way, or do you care more about the articulation? That's up to you to decide. So with all that being said, articulation is good. I think the hips, even if he's not, like I said, even if he's not the most nimble character, it doesn't matter, man. There's $100 figure. You want the best posability possible for your money. There's a high end figure. So out of 10, I give it like a 7.5. There's certain things, like the neck articulation could be offset by using the core articulation, but not the best. Now, last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about the accessories. For accessories, he comes with 2 flight pose hands, 2 grabby hands, 2 boosters for his rocket feet, an extra pair, 2 of his regular legs, a gritting teeth head sculpt, which is nicely painted, might I add. Eyebrows is looking really blue. What the heck is going on here? Let me see. Yes, I didn't realize this, but his eyebrows are really blue. I don't know what's up with that. And he has a blue wash on both head sculpts, by the way. He comes with a pair of fist hands where the thumb isn't quite clenched. And he comes with a pair of regular fist hands where the thumb is clenched. Seems kind of redundant, if you ask me. And, of course, he has the open palm style, stylistically posed hands. And it's a lot of accessories. I think, to be fair, I probably would have liked another head sculpt where he had shorter hair. But the reason why we probably didn't get that is because we got 2 sets of legs. And we have the rocket effect, the boosting effect, which attaches to this these legs. Stay tuned for pictures at the end, because I'm gonna show. So as I was saying before, I was rudely cut off by my camera. Stay tuned to the end for pictures, but also it's a couple more things I want to show you guys before I let you go. In terms of how to change his boots, they pop off at the bottom of the knee, and then you just it's a little tight. Just pop it on. But it's good that it's tight. It's a good thing. That way, you know, his legs aren't just sliding off. But yeah, you're gonna have to use a little bit of force. Apply a little bit of force to that. But yeah, real easy. In terms, one last thing, we're gonna do a couple comparisons. Then I'm gonna let you go. All right, hold on. All right, there we go. There we go. In terms of his height, make sure everything's correct. There we go. In terms of his height, he stands about 6 3/8 inches. He's just like a little bit under 6.5 inches tall. In terms of like comparisons, Ultra Instinct Goku, Marvel Legends Century from the Toy Biz days, Super Boo. Super Boo towers over him. Now, with that being said, like I said, stay tuned. I'm going to display all the accessories and my pictures at the end. And until next time, the Reverse Flow out.